What a sight, a sky-high perspective of the beautiful city of New Orleans, where we're bringing you action tonight. Welcome to 2K Sports. We have the NBA coming up. Great to have you with us. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge joins us from the sideline. Hey, Dave.
Well, small ball has become the trend in the NBA, but it might be more accurate to call it average ball. With defensive switching twice as common as it was 5 years ago, the demand is rising for players of average NBA height, and that's around 6'7". Kevin, that's affected not just the big men, but the vertically challenged guys as well.
Point forwards and big guards in demand. Yeah, you're right. Thank you. Our great guards tonight for both teams. Did you ever spend any time in the backcourt at any level when you were playing?
No, I was a ball-handling forward, Kevin, and it served me well, but I was not a guard. I was a forward that could dribble and pass fairly well.
So you were ahead of your time because that's all we see now in the NBA, right? Guards are not always bringing the ball up.
Yeah, you know, somebody just mentioned that to me, Kevin, that I was maybe a tad ahead of my time back in the late 70s.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Robertson and Gallinari at the small and power forward positions. Gilgeous-Alexander out there with Chris Paul, and it's Adams in at the center. And for the Pelicans, Wall and Holiday combine at the guard spots. Zion is the 4 with Favors at the 5, and it's Ingram in at the 3. Pass the ball. One up, one down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Boy, I tell you what, Ball doing a nice job using his size down in the post, rising up above his defender to get that one to go down.
Ball's knocked loose. Stolen by Ball. And in transition, it's Ingram. Here we go. First quarter of play, 1 minute played. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively. For sure.
Paul passes to Adams.
And you look at the way Steven Adams has developed his offense the last few years. It's been a huge boost for this team. He has always been a great defender, but now he is an important cog on this team in terms of scoring.
And he knocks down the first one. And he can't hit the second. Ball against Holiday. Passes it to Williamson. And he uses the glass on the layup. And with Adams in his offense, you forget how young he is.
And big men, sometimes they just take a little longer to find their path in the NBA. And Adams has certainly found his. I remember him being in mostly to screen and rebound when he was a rookie, but look how far his game has come.
Here's Ball, following the basket by Chris Paul. Holiday attacking, and there it is for him.
And early on, they look great. They've made all 4 of their shots to start this game.
Pass to Paul. Shoots over Ball. Paul with the bucket.
You know, I don't care how tight you play him. It's very hard to keep Paul from knocking that shot down. His in-between game is lethal.
Now here's Favors. Now Holiday. And Adams sends it back.
Not a problem when that's your first miss of the game. Strong start.
The shot's good from Robertson. New Orleans in the lead. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Now here is Holiday. Gilgeous-Alexander covering. 13 feet away. Here's Favors. Second shot opportunity, and it's good on the way in.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Adams down low. He's covered by Favors. Shot clock at 6. Here's Robertson. Can't tie it up as that one's no good.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
And the dunk by Williamson.
This is too easy for Williamson. Once he gets established position, he is ready to attack the rim.
And it's blocked. He dishes it to Ball. Now the pass to Williamson. Over Paul. Offensive rebound. Here's Favors. Tries yet again. That shot off the mark. Adams, some nice D. Thunder trailing by 5.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
And stolen by Williamson. Ball against Paul. There's 1:38 left here in the opening quarter. Here's Williamson. The rebound by Steven Adams. And so it's Gallinari with it. He'll bring it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Stolen by Ball. Outside Holiday. Williamson with it. Adams on him. And again, New Orleans has no luck. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. Paul's shot is off. Pelicans leading by 5. In the corner, it's Ingram. Drops one in from the wing. Ingram's got his second bucket of the night.
Ingram really graceful with the catch and shoot jumper. His lightning quick release allows him to get off his shot in no time.
Gilgeous-Alexander kicks to Robertson. Pass to Paul. Over Williamson. Misses off the left iron.
Boy, he knows he should have knocked that one down, especially with the defense not giving much of an effort.
And that one's good. Ingram.
And Ingram hits these mid-range jumpers, guys, in his sleep. I mean, the defenses can't allow him to get going from there. That's his sweet spot.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Paul with the ball. Now guarded by Ball. Paul kicks to Robertson. 6 on the shot clock. Will it go? Here's Adams. Out of hand on it.
Ball size and timing really an asset when it comes to him blocking shots.
And so it's New Orleans in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. And we'll be back with you shortly. There's a great friendship between Melo, LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Paul. And Chris talked about where all that started.
It's been a sort of long relationship, you know, and obviously me, Bron, Melo, D-Wade have all really gotten really close. And that stems from the time with the Olympics, USA teams, and then just sharing a lot of the same likes and values and having kids and family and different things like that.
And you see that a lot nowadays. Star players developing friendships and GAs spending time with each other off the floor.
Yeah, some people hate it because they want that bad blood you used to see, but no reason you have to hate someone to really compete against them.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. Well, what stands out to you from the Pelicans in this one?
what we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you look at the energy, the effort defensively, they put it all out there in that opening quarter.
We've got Williams. He's out there with J.J. Redick, and it's Alexander Walker in at the point. So that's the group out there for New Orleans.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
The Thunder shooting their third free throw shot of the game.
Yeah, last season, around 71% of the free throws made. And you know what? That has to be a point of emphasis this year.
That's good from Muscala. Clark, you and I are sitting here watching this game, broadcasting the game. There are a lot of times that the fans can't see how emotionally charged up you are over some of the things you see on the floor, good and bad.
Hey, I love great basketball. Excellent passing, tremendous hustle, creativity on your moves. One of the things that really excites me, though, is to see the ball pop and end up in a three-point shooter's hands, and he's able to knock one down because the crowd is able to follow that ball, and the anticipation just kind of rises as it gets to the designated shooter. I love guys going after rebounds on the offensive glass.
That's a great example about that three-point shot, though, Clark. I love that. It's terrific. Here's Schroeder after J.J. Redick's bucket. Schroeder, rebound by Williams.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
Here's Ferguson. He's still scoreless so far in this one, and it's good for two.
No idea what they were thinking there defensively. I mean, that's a shot he makes often.
And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Redick for three. It doesn't go for him. Now Oklahoma City takes it the other way. Schroeder surveying the floor. He lobs it up, and Noel throws it down.
This guy, Noel, man, he's got a massive reach. Just lob up these passes, and he'll handle the rest of it.
Alexander Walker passes to Hayes. Outside, Redick kicks it to Williams. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. The shot by Redick, no good. Thunder trailing by 6. Schroeder outside. Here's Ferguson. Passes it to Noel. Now here's Schroeder. On deep. That's a miss, his second after 2 shots. Pelicans leading by 6. Greg, last season, Dennis Schroeder transitioning to more of a 6-man role with the Thunder.
And for his first go at that role, I thought Schroeder looked really good. He's always been able to score and create, and coming off the bench might be the best spot for him.
Here's Hayes, and Hayes throws it down.
How about that? Redick showing the same kind of accuracy on that pass as he has on his three-point shots, which is quite remarkable. That's how you drop a dime, though.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, Kevin, over the last few years, there's been a lot of talk about seeding playoff teams 1 through 16, regardless of conference. Now, taking the top 16 teams is a tough sell, especially for owners whose teams are in the relatively weaker Eastern Conference. Taking 8 teams from each conference and then cross-seeding earlier than the finals is something that does seem possible down the road. The reward for fans might be a finals matchup with the 2 best teams in the league. Kevin?
Interesting ideas, David, thank you. And it's blocked, and it's out of bounds. Oklahoma City able to retain possession here. And the Pelicans making a change here. Ball's checked in. And Oklahoma City also making a switch. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is checked in for Gallinari. And here is Muscala. Excellent D there from Williams.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
Thunder trailing by 8. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. It's deflected. Goes back up. And Noel lays it up and in. Noel's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Boy, what persistence from Noel, a guy who does not quit on the glass. I mean, his tenacity is a huge reason as to why this team loves him.
Now here's Reddick. Shoots over Gilgeous-Alexander. And Reddick the bucket on the assist by Hayes. Oklahoma City's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Pass to Ferguson. Lets it go with a 3. A three-pointer is right on target. Ferguson's got 5 points now this quarter.
Hey, I'm stating the obvious here, but he was very comfortable taking that shot. Not a defender in sight.
And Hayes kicks to Reddick. Dishes to Hayes. Clock at 6. And stolen by Noel. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Schroeder. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. Now just a 3-point New Orleans lead. And here's Reddick. He'll bring it up for the Pelicans. Over to the wing. Here's Ball. But they'll get another chance.
Just a grinder. Always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass. And that's one of the things he brings to the table.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Pelicans on top, up by 5. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Alvin Gentry. Coach, you're leading at the half. What will you continue to emphasize to your team?
Well, I mean, defensively, we still have to be good. We got to rebound the basketball. And then we've got to continue to push the basketball and score offensively.
We'll see if you can keep that going in the second half, Coach. Thanks. Back to you.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, actually, we can't see you, but you can see us, but you get it. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. New Orleans had no problems getting going. At one point, they had a 9-point lead fueled by some entertaining defensive and offensive plays. And it was a 9-point lead for them as they finished the first quarter. Going through the second quarter, they started to look a bit fatigued, but played well enough to enjoy a 5-point cushion here at the half. Kenny, your thoughts? How the Pelicans are playing?
Well, their playmakers are showing up tonight, seeing the court well, moving the basketball. That's why they had so many assists in the first half. And they're not just relying on ISO plays to generate points.
And big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Thunder.
They did some good things, but the defense could have been much better. They allowed too many open looks, allowed the other team to make over half the shots. Some of that is not getting enough pressure on the ball, not really contesting at the rim. They look good, but not good enough.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side.
My brother.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Brandon Ingram with a strong contribution so far in this one.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
And you know what? It helped that they had a few guys with very hot hands on the perimeter, too.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. So for Oklahoma City right now, Gallinari and Adams, the combo on front. Paul out there with Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's Robertson in at the 3 spot. And for the Thunder, a lot of the assistant coaches leaving this past summer. Greg, how much of a concern is that for head coach Billy Donovan?
Possibly a sign that Donovan could be on the hot seat in OKC. I mean, 3 consecutive first-round exits. Donovan on the final year of his deal. The clock is definitely ticking.
Here's Ingram, following the score by Oklahoma City. 6 to shoot. Ball up top, uncovered, and the shot goes in. Ball's got his second bucket of the night.
Lonzo becoming more consistent with his catch-and-shoot jumper. I know it doesn't look that good, but it's got nice touch on it, and it's effective.
Now here's Paul. Here's Adams, and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. He had to foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
He shot 2 free throws in the game, made 1 and missed 1.
Shooting 2.
Throw good, Adams. All right, Clark, game is on the line. 1 free throw to make to win a big game. Who is up there for you?
I'd go with your colleague and mine.
Oh, yeah.
But since he's no longer in uniform today, I will go with Steph Curry and Malcolm Brogdon.
Great names. Derek Favors checked in for the Pelicans. He hits 1 and misses 1, each at the line. Pelicans leading by 4. The pass to Williamson. Ingram outside. Shoots from 14. Nice jump shot. Good. Ingram's got 8 points. First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. The teardrop falls in.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Now here's Favors. He kicks to Holiday. Just 5 on the clock. For the 3. The Thunder pull it in. Adams has got 6 rebounds in the game. Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander, guarded by Holiday. Paul passes to Adams. There's the dish to Robertson. Paul, right side. No good with the triple.
Certainly not the kind of night he was looking for at the offensive end, and it's had a ripple effect on the team.
Williamson kicks the ball. Passes it to Favors. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Steven Adams picks one up.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
Pelicans shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line. And that one falls for Favors. And the Pelicans making a change here. And so Favors nails both of them. Thunder trailing by 6. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't Mike Muscala is checked in for Gallinari. Adams, the pass to Robertson. Adams outside. Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Tight defense on him. Misses from close range.
Boy, he has to put that one away. A solid opportunity, gone awry. Well, you know, last season ended early for Brandon Ingram. Thoracic outlet decompression surgery. TODS. Not something you hear every day, but thankfully a full recovery is expected.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Zion Williamson making his last shot. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And Ingram's thoracic outlet syndrome, the same issue that affected Markelle Fultz.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting because that injury typically is seen and is more common in baseball players. For Ingram, an early diagnosis of blood clots, which could have ended his career, led to the discovery. You know, relatively speaking, the final result and conclusion, a relief.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. Mark, we know you have great passion for the game of basketball. Any passions that our fans may not know about?
Yeah, I enjoy golf. I'm an avid reader, as you well know, Kevin. We actually share book titles on occasion. Obviously, food is universal, and there's nothing I turn down. I try to eat certain things in moderation, but I enjoy board games, too. In terms of sports, I'm a fan of football, both college and pro. Enjoy playing golf, and board games and reading probably are what occupy my time.
That one falls. And it's Paul with the ball for the Thunder. 9-point game. Shot from the wing. Gilgeous-Alexander, good. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 5 points now this quarter.
Boy, the floor awareness of Chris Paul. Got to respect that. I mean, whenever one of his guys is open, he's getting the ball to him quickly and on time.
Here's Hart. Kicks it to Redick. Just 5 to shoot. From deep three-point range. And it's Noel with the rebound.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
You know, guys, I think he's got confidence to shoot it from anywhere, but he could have gotten a better one than that.
New Orleans leading by 4. Redick passes to Favors. Pass to Holiday. Double team on Holiday. Outside, Redick, just 4 to shoot. They get it back, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Noel. Dennis Schroeder's checked in for the Thunder. Out of bounds, Oklahoma City takes possession. And so it's Oklahoma City with it, trailing by 4. The pass to Paul. Now Muscala. He's covered by Favors. Back to Paul. From the arc. It's rebounded by New Orleans. They've led by as many as 11 points. Holiday against Schroeder. Holiday looking over the floor. And stolen by Noel. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Pass to Paul. "12 seconds left here in the third quarter. Shot clock at 6. Launches a 3. Here's Noel. And the last-second attempt doesn't fall. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Pelicans lead by 4. I'm New Orleans, back in a moment. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. Zion is the 4 with Favors at the 5. They're back, Ball and Reddick. And it's Hart in at the small forward. That's the Pelicans 5. Releases from 15. That's in, and the Pelican lead is cut down now to just 2 points with that basket from Noel.
Really got to admire how confident Noel looks from the mid-range. I mean, squaring up and knocking down these shots consistently.
Ball, the pass to Favors. He dishes it to Reddick. Fires the 3. And it's Noel with the rebound. Noel's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game.
And, you know, even though they're on top, they're winning. I mean, they could use more from him. Trying to shut the door on this one.
Now here's Williamson. Danilo Gallinari unable to get his last shot to go. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Ingram, he's checked in for the Pelicans. Steven Adams, he's checked in for the Thunder. Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. A floater. And Ball with the lay-in.
And Ball has so much confidence on this floater in addition to a nice touch with it. So that makes it really hard to deal with.
Schroeder outside. Pass to Gallinari. Ball against Schroeder. Clock at 6. Jacks up a 3. Buries it from three-point range.
A pretty free look from three-point range. The D forgot about him on that possession.
You know, Greg, I think that might have been intentional. Perhaps was not an accident because he's typically not the guy that's taking that shot at this stage of the game.
And here is Ingram after the three-pointer from Dennis Schroeder. The shot by Reddick, no good.
You know, it hasn't been his best outing, but they still find themselves in the driver's seat here.
Schroeder against Ball. Now here's Schroeder. Defense is right there. Pass to Gallinari to take the lead. Pelicans pull it in. Favors has got his 8th rebound here tonight. To the inside. And the jump by Williamson.
Boy, Ball has a nice feel for when his guys are open. He's solid, really solid when it comes to getting his teammates clean looks.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. And for all the drama surrounding Lonzo Ball's entrance into the NBA, one thing is for certain, he can play.
And Lonzo will always have the media attention, but the fact is he is a very talented player. His playmaking and passing was as elite as advertised from day one, starting to find his spots on how he can score for himself. But everything else with his game is what you'd want from an elite point guard.
For the Thunder, Andre Robertson, he's checked in for Nerlens Noel. Gilgeous Alexander comes in for Terrence Ferguson, and Paul subbed in for Dennis Schroeder. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Billy Donovan talking to his team. He said, this is where we make our move. This game's going to come down to big plays. Whichever team makes them is going to come out of here with the win. Kevin, we know what side he's on.
Thank you, David. Here's Ball. Following the basket by Chris Paul. Floats one up, and Ball puts it in. Ball's got 4 this quarter.
Oh, perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
Paul kicks to Gallinari. Adams taking his time here. Dishes it to Paul. Drills the elbow jumper.
And I love the tenacity, guys. He simply can will his way into games at times and exert his presence.
Outside, Redick. Ball against Ball. Favors dishes to Redick. Looking to end his cold spell, and it's New Orleans scoring again.
Tell you what, that bucket could turn out to be large. Redick gets the call and shows no nerve in coming through for him there.
Now here's Paul. Gilgeous Alexander passes to Gallinari. That doesn't go on the chance to tie.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Ball against Paul. And there's the pass to Williamson. Here's Ingram. Buries it down low. Now it's a 5-point Pelican lead.
You want Ingram to take over in these situations, and he does just that when his number is called.
Here's Paul. Yep, that one goes.
Tell you what, it's pretty obvious why CP3 is the man they rely on in these big moments. I mean, he's courageous, fearless, and productive.
Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over. They lead by 3. 1:43 left in the game. We've got a moment for our Jordan Player of the Game, Lonzo Ball.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. And that has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
1:43 left here in the fourth quarter. Now here is Holiday. Gilgeous Alexander covering. The shot by Holiday, no good.
Boy, that's a look he has to finish, and he knows it. Lone opportunity.
Can't hit that one. Pelicans leading by 3. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Chris Paul picks up that one.
And we first heard about Williamson in high school, and that was due to his dunking ability. Now he's a full-fledged star on the rise.
He drops the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. Second free throw, no good that time. He really wanted that one. Ball against ball. Gallinari doesn't go that time. Now New Orleans will take it the other way. Ball finds Favors. Now here is Holiday. He's guarded closely. To the middle. And it's Williamson missing. And Gilgeous-Alexander's got the ball here for the Oklahoma City Thunder. 4-point game. It's in! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
Cool, calm, collected, and confident in the biggest moment of the game. Yes.
And the Pelicans miss again.
Boy, defense non-existent there, but they catch a break as he whiffs it.
Over to the left wing. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Paul goes in. Good! And tie game. That is a huge basket right there.
This is when some players pull in and tighten up a bit, but if you're talking about CP3, this is when it becomes fun for him.
And so timeout taken by Alvin Gentry. With it. That will count. Oh, it's no good. And we're headed to overtime. And that's going to do it for regulation. So we are headed to overtime. And we'll return shortly. Glad to have you with us as we get going in overtime. Neither team giving an inch in this one. Tip-off goes to New Orleans. And so they have the first opportunity on offense right here as we begin overtime. Courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineup for us now in overtime. So for New Orleans right now, Holiday and Ingram out on the perimeter. Zion is the 4 with Favors at the 5. And it's Ball in at the 1.
Definitely has the respect of the locker room. Holiday is someone that players enjoy playing with.
Gilgeous-Alexander kicks to Robertson. Pass to Paul. From past the arc. Pelicans with the rebound. Williamson's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Holiday finds Ball. Ingram outside. Fires from 18. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Now Robertson. Now the dish to Muscala. And the rejection by Favors. And Holiday has it in the corner. And so it looks like the Pelicans will retain possession here. Great action here if you're just joining us, about 1 minute into OT.
Can't be this assertive with Williamson. He's already a pro at drawing you in and getting the call.
At the line for Pelicans, Zion Williamson. At the line for
That free throw good from Williamson. He hits both from the stripe. And one action in this one. We're about 1 minute into overtime. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. So it's the Thunder now, trailing by 5. Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Paul. Shoots over ball. And no good, trying to use the glass. Nice, some great passing from him.
Everybody's touching it, and you're starting to see the assists pile up because the rhythm is on display offensively.
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Zion Williamson unable to get his last shot to go. Paul kicks to Robertson. Six on the shot clock. Stolen by Holiday. To the paint, Williamson. And he gets it to go. And the Pelicans lead by 7.
And normal physicality doesn't get it done with Williamson. To stop him from scoring, you really have to up the ante and get him before he hits that launching pad.
And Adams with the slam.
Chemistry at its best. An unreal alley-oop.
Now, you're right. The pass, the catch, the dunk, all of it perfect.
And it all had to be, Kevin, because that's not nearly as easy as they made it appear. And, you know, coaches will take possessions like that all day long. Phenomenal use of the screen there.
And it's Paul with the ball for Oklahoma City. 7-point differential. Got it! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
You know, for a small guy, you got to respect how calm Paul is inside. I mean, he knows he can get his shot over anybody, but he's got to be crafty and clever to do so. Good display of patience there.
And an intentional foul right there. And no good as the first free throw missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second.
You know, you look at Ball's size and speed and confidence, very impressive. An exciting prospect who I think has an all-star future.
And the second of two is good. That increases their lead to 6.
And not as productive a trip as you would like, but they're still in a pretty comfortable position.
Paul, right side, and Robertson has it in the corner. Five on the clock. Passes to Muscala. Over Ingram. Back to Robertson. Pass to Paul. And the pass to Muscala. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Offline. So we see the Pelicans get the win here. And they had some nervous moments down the stretch, but things finally came together for them in overtime.
Yeah, probably didn't anticipate that this one would be that close down the wire. But give them credit. They were able to regroup in that overtime. And this win has to feel satisfying.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Derek, you guys hang your hat on defense. Is this the sort of defensive performance you expect every game?
Yeah, we can. No, they were practice for. We come into practice, play hard, we work hard, and when we come out to the games, we just bring a lot of energy.
Well, it's a young team, young legs, and showed them at the defensive end tonight. Thanks, Derek. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later.